snacks are all about. Library, and I think we're gonna go try and find some more free little libraries, so stay tuned.
Alex, Daniel, Andrew, I welcome you all to Newfoundland.
We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on the land below.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today we are actually in Canada. We are gonna be here for the next 10 days through the holidays, through Thanksgiving and everything. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it here and I would move here in a heartbeat. I started reading Empire of the Dawn on the plane on the way here, and I am like 56 or 58% of the way through that book. It's like a 800-page book, I think, something like that. And so I'm like got a pretty good chunk of the way through it and really enjoying it. I have lots of thoughts and I think we can talk about it later. We may even be able to make it to the city, St. John's, and I was told that there are a couple cute little bookstores. So yeah, wanted to bring you guys along. Welcome, and let's just go ahead and get this week started. So we went to the store the other day and we got some snacks, lots of snacks. And I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a taste test with you guys and see what some Canadian snacks are all about. Now we are in Newfoundland, Canada, which is different than regular Canada. It's actually its own island, its own province. And so things are different here. The accent's different and everything. So I'm not sure. I think these are all Canadian snacks, but we're just gonna call them Newfoundlander snacks. I got a little bit of everything. I got some savory, I got some sweets, a couple chocolate bars, and some chips. I have traveled here before. We've tried snacks before, and so some of these I have tried before, but I tried to pick some that I haven't. So these are all we knew with you guys. So let's start with savory first. I don't know why, but I'm feeling savory. We got these chips, which I have tried before, and they're phenomenal. The rotisserie chicken flavored chips. I'm telling you, sounds gross. It's really good. It's just, there's something about it. It tastes just like rotisserie chicken seasoning. That's all it is. Yeah, it's delicious. Made in Canada. So good, so good. We'll probably eat this. We're going to drive across the island a little bit today. I'm probably gonna eat these on the way. Then I did buy some Smarties. Now, I grew up in America, and Smarties are kind of the equivalent to like M&Ms. Also, this is a massive box. It's like the size of my head, kind of crazy. Smarties in America are like this chalky candy that's wrapped up like in a little Tootsie Roll wrapper. And I do really like those. Oh, it's just individual boxes. That's actually really good, because I don't need that whole box. They're just like little M&Ms, but like different colors and bigger. See, they're good, but they're not like they taste like, has a little bit of a chemical taste to it in my opinion. Or like buttery taste, I don't know. It's good, but it's not like great. The next thing that I picked up is Tinux, an original caramel. It says milk chocolate coated wafer biscuit with caramel, which is cool. Oh, these are all individually packed too. That's actually so nice. Delicious. Oh, let me see. This is good. I would buy this again. With tea or coffee in the morning. That's what this tastes like. Like one of those little honey wafers that you can buy. That's delicious. And then we have two candy bars. We have a Wonder Bar and an O. Henry. Jamie picked these out yesterday, so I'm not sure what they are. My favorite Canadian bar is the Big Turk, which I don't remember seeing any at the store. This one is crunchy peanuts, chewy fudge, creamy caramel, covered in a chocolatey coating. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, there's a lot of caramel in here, I can already tell. Yeah. That looks yummy. Kind of looks like a Snickers. Tastes like candy. That's really good. Now, try the Wonder Bar. This says is a creamy peanut butter and chewy caramel. Yeah, this is gonna be for me, for sure. This is probably like the equivalent of a Milky Way. Look at that pool. Wow. That's pretty good. That's my favorite. The plan today is to drive to Gander, which is about halfway across the island. Right now we're on the west side. I've been doing some reading. I'm about 66% of the way through, I think, of Empire of the Dawn, and I'm really enjoying it, but I've got some thoughts, and we'll definitely talk about it. I'll sit down at some point in this video and we'll talk about it, but I am just trying to like chug through that book while we're here. All right, I'll catch you guys on the road.
No gas.
No gas!
There's a power outage. can't pasteurize the gas, okay? Because there's a power outage.
The fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw
So the weather's been pretty shite since being here. We're currently just walking downtown St. John's on the pier. A bunch of boats. Got some coffee. Bookstores are closed, antique stores are closed for the season, so we're gonna be searching around. We did find one at the mall yesterday, and we just found a little free library, and I think we're gonna go try and find some more free little libraries, so stay tuned. I also finished Empire of the Dawn this morning, and we have much to speak about that book. Stay tuned. This hasn't been opened in years. Look. Oh, it's soaking wet. Hi, it is December 1st and we're back in Texas. We're gonna have a little sit down chat about our trip and kind of like recap everything that we did, because I just have a feeling that this vlog is gonna be maybe a little sporadic, a little chaotic, just like with how the trip went. So we were in Canada for 10 days. We got back yesterday and it is now December 1st. And I want to give a reading update for Empire of the Dawn because I really did not talk about it at all while we were there. And that's mainly just because we were like super duper busy and I had a lot of thoughts and I wanted to make sure that I am putting them in the right words. So yeah, I finished this magnificent giant book while we were on our trip. I was reading it on my Kindle because there was no way that I was going to be able to fit this on a carry-on. And hey buddy, we have a visitor.
Archie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you eat your breakfast?
Very, very happy to be back with your boy. So happy. He was so cute when we got back. He was so excited. He was staying with my parents while we were gone and he gets spoiled rotten. Papa Squat. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about this book and overall I enjoyed it. I really am happy with the ending and like how the book wrapped up, but I do really feel like it kind of dragged on. Maybe that's not the right word. I feel like there was 50% of this book that I really like was not interested in. And without giving like too much away, because this is the third book in the series and the series is epic and I recommend it to everybody. Everybody needs to at least try his writing style because it's so unique and so good and captivating. But I feel like overall, this was a good ending to the entire trilogy. I think it wrapped up everything the way that I feel like satisfied what I needed out of the series. But I do feel like the beginning was very heavy on, I guess, the foreshadowing. That's what my friend said, is the heavy on the foreshadowing. And I think that that's a good way to put it. And you have a lot of build up and like the 50% of this book, which is like, 50% of this book is like one whole book anywhere else. Yeah, it was good to get that, but at the same time, I think it was a little much and kind of held me back from like fully getting immersed in the story because I was just trying to like get through it, if that makes sense, while also wondering why I wasn't enjoying it as much as I thought I was going to. So I did really love being back with these characters, but I do feel like I was missing something throughout the story the whole time. Like I wasn't fully in it like I had been in the first two books of the series. My jaw was on the floor for sure at the very end of this book, and I had a great time being back with my characters. I love Gabriel and I love Dior and I love like everybody and all of their relationships. Every single character I love so much, but I think there was just one point of view that I was just not enjoying as much as others. But overall, this is still a 5-star series. This is still I'd say like a 4-star book maybe for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And I don't know if it was because I was traveling when I was reading it, but I really don't think that that's what it was. I think it was just like the structure of it in general. But yeah, finished her at the hotel room early in the morning. I like woke up early to finish that book before we started our day, because I knew I only had 100 and something pages left and I had to just finish it. Otherwise it would just be hanging over my head the whole time. So yeah, finished that. And then I did start A Dawn of Chaos and Fury, which is another massive book that I've been waiting for an entire year for. And so far, this is as far as I'm into it. This is how much I have left. And I'm not joking. I read 475 pages of this book on our flights. Like during our travel day, I read almost 500 pages of this book because I was just absolutely devouring it. And so I'm probably like 65% of the way through it now, which is hilarious because it's literally massive, but I'm enjoying it. And I'll probably give my thoughts on this book in like a wrap-up video or something, because this I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to say about, because it is just a wild ride if anybody has read the series. It was definitely very rainy, very cold, and not really realizing it, but in the city of St. John's, which is where we were for the majority of the week, most stores are closed for the season already because winters are very harsh there and very gloomy, and there's not a lot of like tourism stuff for the stores to be open. So the antique stores that I wanted to go to were closed, and the bookstores that I was wanting to go to downtown, like the cute atmospheric stores, they were all closed for the season already. So we ended up making it to 2 bookstores while I was there, a Chapters and a Kohl's, which I'm pretty sure both of those are within the Indigo. Whatever Indigo is, it owns all of those names, if that makes sense. So we did stop at a Kohl's in the mall, and I did get a book or 2, and then we went to Chapters because I've never been to one and I've heard a lot about Chapters. It's like the Canadian Barnes & Noble, but better. And they had so much cool stuff. So I wanted to give you a little haul of the things that I got, because I did get some books and I did get a apparel item. But first, when we were in St. John's, if you guys don't know, this is in Newfoundland, Canada, and it's very, very just full of so much culture, and that's where my husband is from, Newfoundland, Canada. And there are these things called jelly bean houses. It's called Jelly Bean Row, and it's basically just a bunch of colored houses along these like really steep hills within the city. Like the city is built in a port or a harbor, like an ocean harbor, and it's built up on a hill, on a mountain. And it's so cool. But I love getting these little houses every time we go. And I think every year that we do go, I'm gonna try and get a different colored one and kind of have like little memorabilia, because the first one I got was the first time I visited when my husband and I were still dating, and now we have one when we were married, so that's cute. And then also something else that they're known for is their wildlife, and I found another little ornament that I'm obsessed with, and it's like an ode to Newfoundland, and that is the puffin. Which the puffin is it's not a state bird, but like the province bird, or like the bird of the island. So people will go to like study puffins there and stuff. So got us 2 little ornaments, which I thought was so cute. And I'm trying to get ornaments wherever we go, like on our trips and stuff, just to have something to remember it by. And then when we went to Chapters, I saw this and I immediately knew I needed to have it, because if you guys know me, you know that cozy is just in my vocabulary. That's just like what I strive for every day, is to be just cozy and happy and simple. And this says the Cozy Reading Retreat, and it's a picture of a little cabin. It's just a massive sweatshirt, okay? And I even had them, they only had mediums out. I was like, can you go check and see if they have like a bigger size? And this is the back, and it says the same thing. And it's just a picture of a cabin, and I'm like, I saw it, and then my husband saw it separately from me. He's like, I almost got you that. And it's just like, it just screams me, honestly, in a sweatshirt. So, and I don't have any bookish merch, which I think is, you know, I don't have anything that's like, no sweatshirts, no t-shirts, no nothing that's like book related. So I thought it would be fitting to get that, and I have already worn it a lot, and I'm obsessed with it. It's massive. Oh, he brought us a toy. This is Hachi's stick toy. He loves it. Want it? The first one that I picked up was A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Pornick. Now there are so many books that I wanted to buy recently, and it was between this and The Everlasting by Alex Harrow. And I don't know. I need this cover. I've seen this around so much, and I read her other book. I'm not gonna even try and find it in these stacks right now, but it was, I'll put it up on the screen so you can see what it was, and I love that book so much. So when I saw that she came out with this one, I knew I was gonna wanna read it at some point, and I just love like how large Canadian hardbacks are, because I feel like when I've seen this in the store in the US, it's like a smaller version hardback, and I really don't like small hardbacks. I prefer them to be like full-size books. So yeah, I bought A Treasury of Swans. It seems very gothic and eerie, and I've just like been in that mood recently. And I'm pretty sure this is a sapphic romance, a YA fantasy romance. But yeah, if you've read this, let me know if you liked it or not. It says best of 2025, top 10. So the next one that I got is The Child Thief by Bram. And I recently read Slewfoot by Bram. Absolutely loved it. 6-star book for me. I loved that book. I love the story. I love the storytelling and the way that he writes his characters. And he also always has art in his books. And I'm just obsessed with art in books, as you guys probably already know. But yeah, I did not see any other book by him, I don't think. It was just this one there. And honestly, the back of it, or the description of it, sounds really good. I think it's about a kid going off into like a fairy tale land or something like that, but make it horror. And so yeah, I had to like think for 0.2 seconds before I bought this book, and I'm very excited to read it. And honestly, this does look like a very, like I could totally read this in the winter, summer, whatever, but I'll probably try and get to this soon, honestly, because I'm just so excited about his writing now that I want to read everything that he's put out. And a couple of you guys have given me some really good recommendations for his books, so I will definitely be looking into those as well. The book that I got at Kohl's, I think, was The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. And I originally saw a book that he recently put out, which is The Last Witch, I think is what it's called, and I loved the cover of that. But then it said from the best-selling author of The Lighthouse Witches. And so I wanted to pick up the first book that they had versus like just one that they just recently put out. So I saw this, and this is just really satisfying, like a good size paperback. It's kind of like stiff, and I don't know, something about these types of paperbacks that are kind of like stiff, and you know, they just like smell so good. Like there's something nostalgic about having a book like this and this size and the style. So, and I'm obsessed with anything witches. I'm obsessed with any witchy books and like ancestry of witches and stuff like that. I just love anything like that. And this is honestly reminding me kind of like the Amalfi Curse. It says on the back, I'll read it to you. It says, upon the cliffs of a remote Scottish island stands a lighthouse. Strange and terrible events have happened here. It started with a witch hunt. Now, centuries later, islanders are vanishing. Liv, Stay, and her children don't believe in witches or curses, but within months of arriving on the island, her daughter Luna is the only one of them left. Oh man, I actually didn't read that part. 20 years later, Luna's missing sister turns up out of the blue. She is exactly the girl Luna remembers. Same face, same smile, same age. Faced with the impossible, it's up to Luna to find out what really happened at the lighthouse all those years ago. I didn't realize this was like a mystery. That's kind of fun, actually. All right. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I love just finding those like little random ones that you never like really hear people talk about, but you know are solid and are still around and like in bookstores and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to read this one. And if I like this one, then I would go pick up the other one that I originally saw from her. I think that's everything that I bought. I don't think I bought anything else there actually, which is kind of crazy. I'm telling you, I could have bought so many books at that store because they had, or at least Chapter specifically, had so many new releases in like special editions and sprayed edges and stuff. And I'm not a huge lover of sprayed edges, I'm not gonna lie. I like it every now and then, like just for a shelf trophy basically to have like displayed, but I don't want all my books to be sprayed edged because then it's not as special for like the sprayed edge ones, if that makes sense. I know people feel the same way. I saw the When the Moon Hatched edition in the like beautiful sketch looking cover, and I'm telling you, I picked it up so many times each store that we went to, and I almost so close to buying that book, but it truly wouldn't have fit in any of our bags. I would have had to carry that like by itself through the airport and stuff just to get it home. And I was very much considered it, but I did not end up getting that. The reason is because I actually don't really love the sprayed edges of that book. I feel like they could have done much better with that edition, but anyways, I digress. But yeah, that is what we did. Thank you guys so much for coming along and watching this video. I have no idea what this video is gonna be like, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I know that it's super cozy, winter, rainy, like snowy vibes, and it was just an absolute beautiful trip. Like I loved every minute of it and spending time with his family and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching and being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. Bye guys.